Hi, my name is Jinhyuk Kim, or usually go by Jin, and I'm a fourth year Ph.D. student here at the Earth System Science Department at UC Irvine. My research is looking at post-fire effects on land cover and photosynthesis in the boreal forests of North America. The reason why I'm looking at it is because I'm trying to understand how changes in plant communities after something like a fire affects photosynthesis in a region. The way I do this is by looking at effectively how plants glow, or solar-induced fluorescence. And I use satellites to observe this fluorescence and use simple models to be able to kind of better understand how changes to the plant community can affect the productivity of the boreal forest. Basically, I got interested in what I do now after I took a seminar in atmospheric sciences at the University of Washington. There was a seminar by Dr. Swan, who I eventually worked with for my undergraduate research. The seminar was about kind of how plants can affect the climate. And one of the examples that was shown is like how in New York City, like Central Park, when you observe the temperatures from the satellites, you can see that it's significantly lower than the surrounding area. And while that's kind of like, it's kind of an intuitive like thinking, I guess, like seeing like how plant like a forest is like cooler than its environment, but kind of thinking about the mechanisms and like how that actually scales to global climate was very interesting, and so that's how I kind of got involved. Some of the most difficult challenges in studying Earth system science is kind of the breadth of how much we have to know with different subjects, because it's such an interdisciplinary subject. So, for example, I have to learn things from physics, I have to learn things from biology, chemistry. What's even harder than understanding all these other scientific subjects is the communication aspect, writing. Like, how do I communicate to my family members, colleagues, and like what my research does and how is it effective and why it's important. I think the way that my research helps invest in our planet is getting a better understanding of the carbon cycle overall, because going forward, we don't know how much the land itself will continue to be a sink or how effective that sink will be. We as humans emit a lot of carbon into the atmosphere, and going forward, where this carbon goes is going to be important to understanding how we can effectively mitigate carbon emissions. There's the component of my research where I look at what comes back after a fire. And depending on certain ecosystems, some of the forest that was initially there doesn't come back. Changes like that to ecosystems affects not only us as humans, but also affects the animals that live there and overall ecosystem health.